Merhabalar Scroll TV izleyenleri, CeBIT 2012'deki turumuz devam ediyor. Yanımızda David M var. Kaspersky standındayız şu anda. Hi David. First of all, I want to ask something about the Turkish computer user. And what do you think about the Turkish user to protect themselves?
I think it's important for businesses and individuals to take care to protect themselves. We know that malware is a worldwide phenomenon. There are cyber criminals all over the globe, and any one of us in any country could become a victim of cybercrime. So wherever you live, including Turkey, it's really important actually that people protect their computers.
Could you give me about some information about Kaspersky users? How many people use the Kaspersky Internet Security and how many people use antivirus software, something like that?
Okay, well, I mean, we have literally hundreds of millions of people protected by Kaspersky products worldwide. So, you know, obviously that's good. We know also that many people now in the world protect themselves because malware, malicious software, has been with us a long time, and most people understand the need to protect themselves. However, what I generally find, I think, is that people's perception, how they understand the problem, tends to lag behind where the real problem is. So people's understanding about viruses is maybe 5 years or more old, and they still think in terms of email causing a nuisance. They don't all realize that actually it's about their personal data and that it could cost them money. And they don't realize either that ordinary basic antivirus signature protection is all they need. They need now much more than that. They need anti-spam, they need firewall, they need proactive protection as well to stop the threat. So unfortunately there are still people who think that basic antivirus, even free antivirus, is sufficient. But actually you need something which is much more comprehensive. And on top of the technology, you also need to invest in a solution where technical support is included, because if you do have a problem, it's really important to be able to get hold of somebody on the telephone and get some assistance.
Nowadays, mobile market is very important, especially Android users have lots of risks because Android is open platform. What do you think about it?
Well, I think let's take first of all a general issue, which is that we are all using mobile phones, smartphones, a lot more than we were. And we're using them to log into Facebook, to tweet, we're using them for LinkedIn, we're using them to socialize. But we're also beginning to use mobile banking applications. We're beginning to do other things with them as well. So the more we use them and the more we hold important, valuable data on them, the more of a target they become for cyber criminals. That's the first thing. That will just grow in the future. But we look around at, you know, what the important growth is in this area, and as you said, Android is the biggest growth area right now. Now, the operating system itself is actually secure, but Google's go-to-market strategy is to make it very flexible, to make it easy to develop for, and more importantly, to allow people to download applications from wherever they want to. Now, the risk, of course, is that makes it easier for cyber criminals to make available malicious applications. So this really makes it very important that people think about not only protecting their desktop and their laptop, but actually their tablet PC and their smartphone as well. There is a second point too, which is it's not just mobile malware, but of course it's a lot easier for me to lose my smartphone than it is to lose a laptop or a desktop. And it's very easy to leave it behind on the train or in a taxi or on a bus, or just leave it behind at a computer show. But, you know, for that reason, if the data isn't encrypted, if you haven't used a password on the device, if there's no way of remotely clearing the data from that device if you do lose it, then your data is at risk. So it's really important to protect that device.
Okay, last question. What do you expect about 2012? Like malware and viruses?
Well, I think one of the, for 8 years since we had cybercrime, most attacks have been what you would call sort of pickpocketing. In other words, you know, we have people who are not targeting you or me, they're targeting anybody who's unlucky enough to become a victim. But actually over the last 12 months, 18 months, we have begun to see more targeted attacks. Now these affect businesses obviously, because if you're Sony PlayStation Network and you get hacked, that's big news. But actually it affects individuals too, because however sophisticated today's threats are, quite often the starting point for any attack on a business is the individual. Trying to trick the individual into giving out some personal information, which allows the attackers a foothold in the enterprise. So it's really important for ourselves and for our employers that we take care not to share too much information on Twitter, in Facebook. And the golden rule is, if you don't want to publish that information on the front page of the newspaper, don't post it on your Facebook wall. But I think that targeted attacks will increase, definitely. And I think actually we're all putting more and more data out there, and we need to be careful about what we share.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.